Now, so far, we've seen how a character might derive powers from gods or other elemental forces. But what about demonic forces? Well, while most demons and the offspring of demons are categorized as evil, they have also been counted among the ranks of DC heroes. Two examples of this would be the Teen Titan Raven and the demon Etrigan. Raven, daughter of the interdimensional demon Trigon and an Azarathian human woman named Arella, whom he raped, Raven grew up in the alternate dimension of Azarath. There she was taught to keep a tight hold on her emotions, otherwise the demonic powers given to her by her father might overtake her. She displays sorceress-like abilities, along with empathic ones. But to be honest, at this point in our research, it's hard to say if these powers we see her use are from Trigon or from her training in Azarath. Throughout the storylines that feature Raven, Trigon has often tried to woo his daughter over to the dark side with the promise of power, and perhaps cookies. But while Raven does possess demonic powers, she continues to fight on the side of good. Continuing with our tales of dysfunctional families, we have Etrigan, who along with being the son of the demon Baal, is also the half-brother of the legendary wizard Merlin. During the time of Camelot and the reign of Arthur and the Knights of the Round Table, Etrigan, who is a full demon, was summoned by Merlin, who attempted to gain Etrigan's secrets and knowledge. While Merlin failed, he bound the demon to a knight of King Arthur's court, Jason Blood. This has made Jason immortal, allowing him to live up till present day, where he and Etrigan, who share the same body, work as a demonologist. The discovery of and recitation of an ancient poem allows Blood to change into Etrigan, and the two surprisingly work in tandem with the heroes of the Justice League, when the circumstances call for it, that is. One thing that we should take away from the tale of Etrigan is that it also brings to light the fact that many historical and mythological figures, such as the wizard Merlin, who in this universe is a half-demon, and the sorceress Morgan Le Fay, who is half-fae, while not being gods, do exist. Speaking of wizards and sorceresses, let's get down to the other big magic users of the DC Universe. First off, we have the Homo Magi of the Hidden City, which we mentioned in our last video. Now, technically the Homo Magi are considered a sub-race, having evolved in a parallel but separate line among Homo sapiens, giving them a natural ability to wield magic. That's not to say that regular humans can't do magic, but Homo Magi have a natural affinity for it. But more on that in just a bit. The most prominent members of the Homo Magi in the DC Universe would be the heroes Giovanni John Zatara and his daughter Zatanna. As Homo Magi, they both display amazing aptitude for magic, though backwards incantations are needed in order to perform their spells. Considered to be some of the strongest magic users in the DC Universe, the true extent of their powers are not yet known. Other Homo Magi of note include Madame Xanadu, Tracy 13, and the evil Atlantean exile Gamine. Moving on to non-Homo Magi magic users, we have John Constantine, aka Hellblazer. We should note that while Constantine has two similar but separate incarnations, one in the DC Universe and one in the Vertigo publications, we will only be focusing on his DC Universe powers for this primer, though we will explore both origins during our videos specifically about him. In the DC Universe, Constantine is presented as an occult detective from Liverpool, England, who learned magic from Nick Necro, who in turn had been taught by Zatara and Baron Winters. Along with Nick, Constantine also studied and fell in love with Zatanna, which only further enhanced his understanding of magic, giving him the abilities of divination, illusion, demon summoning, pyrokinesis, teleportation, and invisibility, just to name a few, thus proving that you don't have to be a Homo Magi or demigod to swing some serious magic. And while some people are taught magic like Constantine, others access mystical powers through magical items, such as the hero Vixen, aka Mari McCabe, who uses her Tantu totem to channel the powers of the animal kingdom. Others use secret words of power, such as Billy Baston, who by speaking the word Shazam can transform himself into Earth's mightiest mortal, Captain Marvel. However, this power must be first bestowed upon you by a true magic user, like the wizard Shazam. Finally, the last group of heroes we are going to examine are those who derive their powers from emotional manifestations. Yes, we are finally talking about the Lantern Corps. So be sure to stay tuned.